Welcome to the Village Golf Club's Lessons with Dan, CPGA. Teaching instructor Dan Passant at the Village Golf Club in Royal Palm Beach has put together this series. Volume 1, The Sand Game. In order to better understand the sand game, let's talk about the history of the sand wedge for a moment. The modern-day sand wedge was born in the 1931-32 golf season. Its predecessor, the concave spoon illustrated here, was outlawed in 1931. In 1932, Gene Sarazen introduced his version of the modern-day sand wedge, a straight-faced, front-edge-heavy club designed by the legend himself. It didn't take long, however, for the club to become very popular, as Mr. Sorensen won both the U.S. and the British Opens in 1932. Before going out on a course with Dan, let's go into some of the physical attributes of a sand wedge. This diagram, provided by Cleveland Golf, illustrates the loft angle and a thing called bounce angle, which is the angle difference between the leading edge and the trailing edge of the sole of the club. To further define what the bounce angle really is all about, let's take a look at the bounce angle of a sand wedge versus a typical wedge. On a sand wedge, the bounce angle is designed to make the club skim the surface, while in a regular wedge, the wedge is enabled to go deeper into the turf and get under the ball. The high bounce angle of a sand wedge forces the club face to rise up off the turf or out of the sand. You will hear Dan talk about this on the on-course lesson. This visual illustrates the difference between a high bounce angle on the left and a low bounce angle on the right. When we go out on the course, Dan's also going to talk to you a little bit about the setup of this shot. In the greenside bunker, you want to approach the ball or set up to the ball with an open stance, playing it off your inside foot and open face on the club. You also want to think about taking a egg-shaped divot, which he'll explain in detail once we get on the course, and swing all the way through the ball. Let's go join Dan now in the greenside bunker. Dan Passant, Village Golf Club, greenside bunker, hole number 1.
Okay, we're here at the hole number 1, and we have this beautiful little shot here. It's about a 20-yard situation to the hole and to the pin. The first thing that you have to, very important for you to do, is to make sure that you understand that you're trying to use the loft of the sand wedge that you're comfortable with for a distance you'd like to cover. At this time, we're using a 56-degree sand wedge, and the first thing I want you to all realize is that the bunker shot, side green bunker shot, is a shot where it is completely contrary to a normal golf swing. What we do is we want to have this golf face very open. That's key. And we open it and then we grip it. We do not grip it normally in a square position and then try to turn our hands. We open the face, and then we take the grip that feel good and normal to us. The next thing we do is we want to make sure that the ball is forward, right up inside inside my left heel. Then I want to be open a little bit with my feet here. I do not want to be square in front of the ball. After that, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm understanding that I want a vertical feeling of a picking up of this club, not a horizontal or sweepy normal feeling of how I normally make a golf swing. So I pick it up, I bring it down, and I make sure that I go through and send the ball where I'd like to see it go. Now I'm going to give you another little tip on this one that I'd like you to understand is I'm going to create a little egg here, and I call that the sunny side up egg. And what I want to do is I want to make this egg disappear. So again, open my face, always a little angle forward, ball forward inside my left heel. I pick up the club, I come down, and the egg has disappeared, and the ball is about 5 or 6 feet from the pin. So that's another way you can make it easy on yourself. Remind yourself that the bunker motion is one where I am open, the ball's forward. I'm also encouraging about 60% of my weight on the left side so that I can get an easy pickup of my arms. But what is really important for you to realize, which everybody seems to do and they get in trouble, is they pick it up, go high, and then they get here and they stop. That's what we do not want. We want a nice rhythmic pickup and then a really important movement that is throwing and sending the club with your hands and your arms and your weight to your target.
Well, that egg was sunny side up. What about the fried egg?
Okay, now you come into the bunker and you've got this fried egg, deepened ball into the sand. How do we play it? Okay, here's the game. Same thing. Instead of an open face, we square up the face a little more. We don't keep it as open. Then again, open stance, ball forward, left foot, 60% of my weight on my left side. And again, same deal. Pick up my arms, come down, and let the club be bounced out. And as you can see, the ball just had enough to cover the lip here and roll pin high.
What if the ball's right up against the lip?
I was playing today and I had this kind of shot where it fell right into the lip, and it was really deep, because usually the lip, the sand is very, very soft. There's a lot of sand and it just plugs in. The key to this one here is a very simple one. It's the one where I told you not to stop. Well, here you want to stop. You want to close the face. You want to make this face close. You want to stop, and you want to kind of work a little bit the angle. You don't want to go against the lip. You close the face, you pick up, and you stop the club there. And that will make you pick the ball out of the sand.
What about a sand shot from a downhill lie?
Okay, now we've got a little downhill and also below our feet situation. First thing we want to do is choke the club a lot more, maybe 2 to 3 inches to compensate for that. We want to sit in our feet. We want the ball forward. We want a little open face. Same deal. We pick up. We come through and we hit behind the ball and we explode the sand and the ball towards on the green and then let it roll.
And how about an uphill lie?
Okay, uphill lie. Up towards the lip here. Got to get it on the green. First thing you want to pay attention to, again, nice little opening to the face. You never want to be square closed. And then you want to make sure you're adjusting your body. You're making your body shoulder line get with the hill that's going uphill. You don't want to be into it and against it, because that's going to make you hit down and get too much sand and have trouble exploding it. So again, the ball maybe a couple inches inside my left heel. I'm adjusting a little bit my shoulder angle here to go with the hill. I pick up the club, I come down, and I move through. I explode it, and I get it close to the pin on the green.
How about a fairway bunker a long way from the green?
A fairway bunker here, and the first thing I want all of you to realize is the first thing you do to select the right club, and that means to get the right club that has enough loft to carry the front edge of this bunker here. So because all bunkers, as you know, have a certain steepness to them, and we want to make sure that we have a club that can lift fast enough so we won't be hitting into the face of that bunker. So in this case here, I'm going to take my 7-iron, and the first thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm aiming correctly the ball to my destination by putting the club head behind the ball correctly. Then I hold the club in my hands with my grip, and I want to make sure that I'm holding it nice and lightly, not overly tensed. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my posture and my weight correctly. And as you can see, I've dug in a little bit here so that my feet are a little under the ball. So also when I do that, I want to make sure that I'm choking a little bit the club here so that I am compensating for my feet being a little under the golf ball. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to realize that we do not want to swing this club hard. We're not trying to execute a shot that needs distance. We want to execute a shot that's allowing the club to start correctly with a nice sweeping motion, so it'll just pick up the ball off the top of this sand. We do not want the club to come behind and into the sand and behind the ball. So here I go. I have a nice, good backswing that's nice and long. I come through, I move through, I picked it up well. It has given me enough distance to be in front of the green where I have a good option to be able to chip it up and maybe get my par.
Thanks for tuning in to the Village Golf Club's Lessons with Dan series on getting out of the sand. Stay tuned for more at thevillagegolfclub.com. Be sure and sign up for our newsletter and be notified every time Dan posts a new lesson. We'll see you at the Village Golf Club in Royal Palm Beach, Florida.